Rona, you can just carry on telling us about who started with, how you guys started the transport.
Yeah, we started off 2017 when the Ulf got on a bit of a hard time with transport. We had
I remember this.
not such a reliable transport. Yeah. So we had a union meeting and Uncle Mario still said, just get Rob to do the transport. At least we'll know the birds get to race points. We asked him for a quote and he gave us one. And since 2017, he's been doing the Ulf's transport.
You never ever charged them on their quote.
The first year, yes, but it did made a big difference. And that's the main thing why I believe that Ulf grew. We've got reliable transport. We always try to keep it as cheap as possible.
The transport's very contentious when it comes. Well, I don't have to tell you guys.
What the numbers game, Russell? The numbers game. The more people on the truck, the better it is for the fence.
Yeah, Rob, so just explain that a bit to us, because you said it's a numbers game. So what you're saying is more combines.
The more, the greater volumes of pigeons on a truck bring down our birdage. I mean, at the end of the day, a truck still runs at the same cost whether you got 20,000 pigeons or you got 10,000 pigeons. It runs at the same cost. So, but the only difference is it becomes cheaper for the fancier.
Yeah, so the cost is spread.
And yes, there's wealthy fanciers out there. It doesn't matter what it costs to raise pigeons.
Yeah.
Really. But I thought my motto is, how can the guy that can't afford to raise pigeons also get that opportunity? For me, as Robert Lambie or Russell, at the end of the day, you don't want to race against 4 people.
100%.
You need a birdage to make your own name.
Yes.
And so we haven't got those people. What are we trying to achieve here? So let the poorer people also get a chance. And that's my motto of the pigeon sport, and that's what the transport's joined. And all the years I said it, no one listens.
But it's been an uphill battle to get
Well, now because of the economy, I think it's forced.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a big business. I mean, it's not. I mean, we got 3,000 pigeon baskets, eh?
Yeah, but even so, I was saying just now, even with all of that, you still get flack, eh?
Yeah.
So what are some of the flaks that? Because if I can just tell you quickly about our club will not go back to running our own transport. We don't want it because it's a responsibility that we're not qualified.
I know, right?
So we don't want it.
Yeah.
We want Rob, and if Rob pulls out and Justin, whoever does it, we don't want that responsibility.
It's a big responsibility. What the people in the fanciers don't know is the transport for the pigeons never stops.
Yeah.
At the moment, the baskets are getting resprayed. They're getting fixed.
Off season.
Yeah. Getting resprayed. They're getting fixed. The stickers are getting taken off.
Yeah.
All that little
background.
And then in April, we expect the unions to please give us an indication of what's going on. Because new stickers needs to be printed, the baskets need to be prepared. From April to May, we've got 12 plus workers just sticking stickers.
Yeah, so I think I'm glad you're talking about this. So that's the part that we don't know.
The background.
Yeah. We only know the birds go in, herd melts, the guys are complaining about water in the basket or whatever. But all these little intricacies in the background, the basket maintenance, the truck maintenance. When the truck maintenance is, you can give us a bit of background on that, because we don't, it's not our game, that's why we don't want it.
All the race trucks give service every 15,000 kilometers.
But the planning that goes with it, Rob, to get them serviced at the right time.
We've got a full team of mechanics there. They work permanently. I mean, the trucks come in every time we have to get inspection done. The drivers are forced to give inspection videos now. If you don't, you get warning, you get dismissed. So we're trying to stop that thing of, when I told the mechanic, we've ironed it out.
Yeah.
Watering of pigeons and stuff like that, it's a driver's responsibility to make sure before he leaves the tanks full. And all the birds have had water. Because every time a bird gets loaded on a truck when it comes home, it gets water. There are a lot of pigeons don't get water at clubs. And I do believe That's half the problem when you get clubs that can't compete because the birds don't get water.
Okay, that's interesting. Unfortunately, our club.
So we see it to reload the birds, the water's already on the truck. So as soon as you push the baskets in, you can see the pigeons dive into the water.
Really, eh?
Your closer truck, your clubs up the outside the TMPF clubs that are closer, when they get reloaded, you can see they're getting water because the birds are diving. But at further clubs, us, you can see
The birds go for the water.
we give water, but they still, the birds are thirsty. I mean, it's
interesting.
Pigeon won't go with that one. I mean, it's the end of that. The feed's all preloaded on the trucks.
So the feed's preloaded.
It's preloaded. We covered. Look at GP works a bit differently.
Yeah.
That's what's required in the core.
Yeah.
Which I'd love to change. The new trailer I'm using now for you, they've got permanent water. The birds have got that permanent water.
Okay.
And that, I don't even know if I actually realized it last year. But it's hard.
Rob, if I can just stop you there quickly. A lot of the stuff, most of the stuff the guys don't realise. That I can tell you from experience, and Rona, you know about the complaints. The guys don't know what's happening. You mentioned now just the teams of putting the baskets over onto trucks and all of that. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's so we don't. The guys, the majority of the guys don't know what goes on in the background.
And look, Russell, we got a golden rule. We don't travel at night. I don't let a driver go out at night unless he slept. So all our birds leave in the morning. Birds leave 8 o'clock.
So give us a bit of an idea of what happens now.
Alright, so the birds get all picked up all over the countryside
Yeah.
and get brought back to us.
To us is where, Rob?
To the factory in the nice one.
Okay.
Okay, so then the birds get these different teams with different trucks. So we've got round stickers, triangles, we all know the different stickers.
Yeah.
So those teams know all those stickers go to that truck. So it's easy afterwards to take a photo and you put quickly into stickers in the wrong place.
Okay.
And I inspected 3 o'clock at all balls in the right truck. But anyway, once that's done, then the drivers will come and they'll inspect their stuff and then they go sleep. And they'll sleep for 8, 9 o'clock and I'll wake them up and then they leave.
Okay, so they've slept properly, they've rested.
I don't believe in chasing kilometers. The only driver that doesn't drive at all at night is the guy that does the sprints. He stays back.
Yeah.
So once we float the sprint truck, we wake him up and tell him, right, you can go.
Yeah.
So it's just to try and eliminate.
That's a shorter drive.
You know, this putting toss birds and race birds and all sorts of different birds in trucks causes a thing to push the drivers to get us. And you'll see every accident that actually happens is because the drivers fall asleep. And you can't blame them. I mean, the driver, you take any normal driver in a normal unit, he's driving from 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and you expect him to let go birds the next morning 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Maybe not this week. Maybe
One
not
of the
he
weeks.
will. He will fall asleep.
Yeah. And regarding the admin and all of that, Rona, getting an idea from the unions when they're going to give you how many baskets, is that a bit of a...
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. This year, in fact, 2 weeks before the first race, we got the last list of clubs members' baskets, so we had to fix
So
that
that
up.
obviously messes your planning.
What we like to do is the baskets, as they come back on a Saturday, the set gets taken off. The clubs has got other sets, then it gets cleaned, it gets washed, all of that, and then we preload the trucks. So that we do it 2 weeks before the first race. Because the next week we do the tossing, and then we start racing. So it's difficult, the club only hands out.
2 weeks, not enough time.
No. It's a problem, you know. So, but this year I'm sure it will go better. Last year we had the TRPF that was new on the transport. You guys were the second year. It really went better because you understood the process. So next year it will be better. We're looking forward to next year actually. A lot of the planning, the race programs has been done. We had a meeting, so all the small nitty-gritty stuff has been sorted. It's sorted.
But what are the other admin problems that we don't really know, but you get phone calls and complaints and...
You get a book.
The biggest admin problem is toss baskets. We've got a form that you need to fill in before the time. If you take casual baskets, just fill it in because we need to keep a record on what's going on in the trucks. And that was the biggest problem this year. The people didn't want to fill it because it was also a new thing. There wasn't used to it.
People don't change.
So, but after it was done and we issued the cards and everyone was happy. But it was that to adapt to that change.
Once that system's in place, then,
Yeah.
then it's fine.
So next year it will go better,
Yeah.
but that's on the transport, that's the biggest problem that we've got. Then in race season, all the different envelopes must go to the different race secretaries of the unions. If it's not marked properly, we don't know how to sort it. If you don't put the Brakpan ULF or Brakpan GPU or
Whatever,
just Brakpan, we
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
where it must
yeah.
go to. Yeah. So that was one of the issues we had to sort out,
Okay.
especially when you get joint clubs. TRPF, GPU,
Like us.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a
so
problem.
Benoni, we can just mark a Benoni, you don't know which club.
We don't know which
GPU,
union it
TRPF,
must go
yeah.
to. So, but that's now been sorted. But that was all little hiccups that we had.
Yeah, that's all teething problems.
Yeah,
But no serious big problems.
no, not
Big
really.
complaints, nothing.
No, the problem is, you know what, the only problem is you really get it. Well, not so much admin, but at least admin, I mean, it starts at 4 o'clock in the morning. The driver finds you. Hey, the weather's not good.
Yeah.
And then we start. And you'll find the one chairman, he'll say, no, but it's not so bad. And you find the other chairman, he says, no, but it's too bad. Too bad.
Yeah.
You find the other chairman, he says, no, I think we must come home. Then you sit in the middle and you wonder. And then I've got one good driver that tells me, boss, if those people want to let go of their business in this weather, tell them to come with their cars, come to Karo, let go of their business. Straight, that's his word. He doesn't take nonsense.
But shouldn't, I don't know now, but maybe you guys can have your input, but shouldn't that decision be left to the transport?
We're going to take
Because to have
we're looking
10 guys' inputs,
It's a problem.
it's a problem.
That's
As you guys are, especially you connected to the drivers.
well, that's you have already told Andre and Dirk and all.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the driver that is there is responsible for the business.
Yes, and
He's telling me he's been on that truck for 20 years. Actually longer.
Yeah.
So if he tells me it's not good, I'm listening to the driver, not to no one else.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a cold bit last year. I mean, we always had a problem with it. Gavin House actually told us they cut the pigeons, the obviously won. And 5 minutes later, it's all right.
And finally said, don't let go of the pigeons, it's going to rain.
So then
That's
everyone
how
finally
people
got it out
weather
of
change.
it. But luckily, the driver didn't pull the levers.
Yeah, so
So I didn't know what they're doing. I mean, you know,
No.
it's like idiots in the truck. I mean,
no, they're experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People forget one thing. We're very passionate pigeon fanciers ourselves.
Well, I think that's what makes it better for us having guys in charge of it. That's my point I'm trying to make.
Our own pigeons
On that.
are on that track.
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to, we are very competitive in our union.
Yeah.
So we've got 5 or 6 superbirds every week in the race that I'm not prepared to lose. So we're not going to take a chance with our own pigeons. So we're not going to take it with yours.
That's very important. You see, that's why I think it's important that a pigeon fancier or fanciers like you guys are involved in the transport, because the decision taken is not to suit yourself or to suit you're taking the decision to suit the pigeons.
Yeah.
For the birds.
And I think that at the end of the day is what counts, not the.
Yeah, I think also because I mean we'll never be the combine champions. At the end of the day, we competitive fanciers.
The guys are, hold on there, hold on there, hold on there. This is Oscar when she ended.
We're still the right areas. You know, we're right in front.
Yeah.
But we still just love the sport. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
difference. That's why, like I said earlier, you've got to keep the old people in the game. You've got to keep them going. Where
Yes.
they're gone. We're not like the Cape. I mean, the Cape's got how many juniors?
Yeah, they plenty can.
Yeah. We got maybe in the whole of Gauteng plus outside, I think we're 6.
That's scary.
That's a scary thing.
Yeah.
So where is it going to?
Yeah.
So as long as we can take this fighting out of the sport and the
So where do you think it's going to?
well, the moment is Gauteng is going backwards. I think we're leaving. I think we did. I worked with we did the figures the other day. We're getting 16 to 18% fences a year. A year.
So let's, if we can just get those facts quickly, because you would know them, especially you would know. How many are in our combine, and then in our fed, in our union, in your fed? You can break that up a bit, just to give an idea of.
At the moment, in Gauteng, there are 524 members.
Okay, so
It's
explain
not,
how,
it's
explain
not
how.
necessarily everyone is racing members. It's what's on the member list Gauteng submitted to SANPO.
But is that paid SANPO?
Paid SANPO
Okay.
members.
So when you say Gauteng, just clarify that for us.
Gauteng, it's
Is
the
right now.
ULF, BPU,
Yeah.
GPU, TRPF, WRPA, PWDU, and PWF. 7 unions.
Okay. That's 500 and?
524.
And how many do you
And
guess is racing and those?
I would say,
75%.
yeah, the others are either partners,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
true.
or
Or just members to buy rings,
Members to buy
7
rings,
to 1 loss and that kind of
So,
stuff.
if we look at the figures a year ago,
Mhm.
it was 653.
In 1 year.
So in 1 year, we lost over 100 members.
What?
But
Why do you think this?
not financial. A lot of people had financial strains, so
Okay.
they couldn't.
Yeah, that makes
Meetings
sense.
to- yeah. And then we had fences moving, so if you pick them up in other provinces, but it's
Okay.
not that much, but
Okay.
you lose fences due to that. Then you've got oaks that kids are starting university or stuff, so they sit out for a year. They just want to get
Yeah,
settled.
just settled, yeah.
So they don't leave the sport,
But
but
they're out for a while.
they're out for a year. I think this year coming, the figures will be more or less the same, or we might grow a little bit by those fanciers that set out and had a small issue. So we should be a lot the same. I know fanciers that moved and they didn't race, so they will all be back. And then the other thing is the juniors, as Rob said, it's a big problem. The previous year we had 18 juniors in Gauteng. This year we've got 12.
Now, just
It's kids.
what do you think that is?
But now they're going to university. They are out of the house, so they're not a junior anymore.
But why aren't the new ones coming through?
What
I
happened in the
don't
old
think-
days? Where did you play? You played in the streets, or you played in the Pigeon lot, you played where do kids play now?
On a computer.
That's the
They play
problem.
the fun.
So we've actually got an idea, and we want to put it in place next year. We want to go to schools. We've got a little boy racing with us, Yaku, that's got the stir-free muscle disease.
Okay.
Yeah, but what can that kid do? He can race pigeons. Because he can't run, and he can't,
Physically, it's not.
physically he's not strong enough, he
Yeah.
can't do anything else. But he can raise pigeons. And it's now become a family sport because mom and dad helps.
That's an excellent idea.
So what we want to do is we want to go to schools like that and say, listen, we're prepared to help kids. That's like Jacob, willing to do something, and we will set it up. You don't need to set up a big thing. Just get the kids to do something other than a cell phone.
Yeah.
Just get them outside. When I grew up, I never were in the house.
Yeah, but you grew up on a farm, I think. Eh?
Yeah, but I was always in
You
the
kids in the town or
I was
something.
in the loft, or I was busy
Yeah.
outside. And even today, don't put me in the house.
It's still the same.
No, I've got a very good husband. On weekends, he knows he must cook for himself. I don't cook. I'm at the birds. So, yeah, no, that's my first love. You can do anything else, but my pigeon comes
Pigeons
first.
come first, yeah.
And why?
Yeah, so just getting on that,
I
and
grew
that's
up
very,
like that.
very interesting, right? Because, and that's why also why I've asked you to be here. We talk about the youngsters and all of that, but what about the women and the young girls and the ladies coming through?
The biggest
Very,
problem.
very
We've got one with
subtle, man.
We've got one with school in Stanton.
Yeah.
She's actually from sports to junior now. But she raised pigeons for a lot. But she got
I'm talking about like real faces like Rona. Rona's a
she'll be a real thing.
Yeah.
real face.
You know what's the big problem? It's a very difficult thing to get accepted by men in the pigeon facility. First of all, you're a woman, so they think you're stupid. The second thing, they don't think you know anything about pigeons. You know, they don't give
Yeah, but I
you,
think you straightened a bit of that to your
They
results.
they don't give you the opportunity to prove yourself. That's the problem. They rather get rid of you quicker so
Yeah.
that you don't become a problem,
Yeah,
then you're becoming a threat.
yeah.
I mean, if you take in the Western Cape, there you get quite a few women fanciers
Yeah.
that race
Yeah.
pigeons. They're quite competitive. If you go to Eastern Cape, Maddie's Lofts or Madeleine, she's
Yeah,
right
Madeleine,
here.
yeah, she's done well.
Yeah,
Morag, yeah.
She's done well.
She's GRPF.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we've got Morag, which is doing well. And then in Southwest, we had this father phoning us last year, and he says, listen, we're racing with you, but I've got this little girl, she wants to give up school for pigeons, I'm battling with her.
Sure.
Don't you guys want to have a talk with her? And then we had the SANPO show in Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you know what, bring her to this show. So we did the course and everything, so now I took this girl and I said to her, listen, your father says to me, this is the...
Sorry, her age?
She was 17 then, she's now 18. I said, her name is Janet. I said, listen Janet, Dad says he's got a bit of a problem with you. You don't want to go to school, you don't want to do school, you want to raise pigeons. But you must remember something, life has got a balance. You need to balance school, but after you've done that, you can balance the pigeons. But pigeons are not going to provide for you. So you need to, unfortunately, do the other part.
Yeah.
So she says to me, "You're Tanny, I understand now, you know." So I felt so old, this kid telling me, "You're Tanny." So I said to her, "All right, but I see your passion, so let's take this, and I'm going to put you with different people. Let them teach you the knowledge they know."
Yes.
Because if I didn't grow up in a house where my father had all that knowledge, I would have also been lost. You don't get people like Rob that said, "Listen, come, I'll fly with you and I'll learn from him." People don't share. They don't share their secrets.
Yeah, people don't share. It's very, and I think it's more old school. I think it's starting to come to, but the older guys,
they don't
share.
I mean, I flew for 2 years alone, and then I had problems, pigeons, this, that, tail feathers. No one really helped you. It's like a secret.
Yeah.
You know? And then you talk to this guy.
But if I can just ask you, did you ask them?
Yes. I was in the club basket thing, and then I'll say, just look at this thing, what's going on? Please, what, you know? And the people won't help you because they're too scared.
Well, if that's direct competition, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, it was very, even as a guy coming through as a youngster, to get info from guys or to learn, very, very tough.
Very, and I always say, if you can't help someone right, rather not help
just
them at all.
Just be quiet, 100%. But it's frustrating, eh?
It's very frustrating. So I told this little girl, come, and we showed her the show pigeons, and George did the course with us, the SANPO president in Cape Town, so we did it. And I said to her, come, let me tell you what I've learned from him, what I took to heart, and I showed her. I said, right, now you go to him. So she walked with him, and he showed her different. And then she walked with the next guy, and he showed her things. And then afterwards she came to us and she said, you know what, I never realized what you guys told us today.
Yeah.
I handled pigeons, I flew for a year, I never knew these little things.
Yeah, 100%.
So now last year she won, or this year she won the combine.
Did she?
Yeah. So now she brags, she tells her father, you can't raise pigeons. I'm the pigeon fans, So, but you made it.
And she's hooked for life now.
She's hooked for life.
Yeah, so I think you're right. More of that kind of stuff with the youngsters. If you can just,
I think,
get hold of them and then start teaching them.
It's like I said to her, and she was a bit against them. I think she's trying to consider it. I said to her, we need someone to stand at a higher level in SANPO as a woman, for a woman. So,
Rob, I disagree with you there. I don't even think for the women. I think in general, for the sport.
But at the end of the day, I said to go for vice chairman in SANPO, you're going to get it right shot.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone loves you.
Yeah.
Look, she knows the sport.
I was going to say that.
She knows the sport.
The sport, yeah.
So at the end of the day, and I think it will help people, also girls, and there's a lady up there.
No, I agree with you there.
At the end of the day, it's a gender-based thing. And all the men get the club. It's not like that.
No. I think that'll be a hell of a change. It'll be a big thing.
What she's got to decide, I mean, we've got to all put it forward, but I mean, she must decide. But I think the sport it's time for change. It's time for something else.
Definitely, if can get that kind of change, it just gives a broader base of people to look up to someone.
And then, set an example. We're going to have school classes teaching youngsters, teaching people this battle. This is what's wrong with your birds. You know what? Don't just say it's the water on the truck with the food. Get in your car and go help the oak so he doesn't have to say that. Because he's obviously making a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, I take my own son. He had the worst season ever because he decided he was start playing golf. But I want.
Didn't you win the car this year?
Yeah, but now he comes to dad. He says, "I'm not a pigeons. It's not a pigeon." My wife wakes me up on a Sunday morning. I must come here to Conradi with Justin's pigeons. Now I'm really listening at that. I said to him, I tell you what, we got a big problem. Because the main pigeon is not here, it's on a golf course. He says, what are you talking about? I said, well, if you can bring Justin, we can take him to Conradi, you can see what he wants to ask. But anyway, I thought I'd helping him for that week. I helped him a bit. We won the union next weekend.
Yeah.
The next weekend, he's tourist stop down there. He would have won the command team. And the weekend after, he won the car.
That's not so
Just with a bit of dedication.
Yeah.
So we get told the other day, by certain factors, you're going to help the Malaiti to beat us. I said, you'll never help Malaiti to beat me because the gun doesn't come in a bottle.
Yeah.
Dedication is important in a bottle.
Yeah.
And that is the
That's a
bottom
bottom
line.
line. But you know, Rob, that dedication, like Rona was saying, helping that young lady there, she might be dedicated, 100%. But if she doesn't get that little bit of help back, the dedication eventually is just.
I get WhatsApp a lot on a Sunday, and she will ask me, I'm a bit off this week, this is what I've done, what do you think?
Yeah. But now my point is, Rona, if she didn't have you to go to,
We'll lose that.
cancer.
You would
Yeah,
lost it.
you have lost that.
So that dedication only goes that far where we need a Rona in a position that someone can
that's
go.
what I'm saying. I mean, the other day goes out the shop too. I mean, the company, the wealthy guys are there for themselves, but I don't tell you do this and this and this. I tell you, they can use the best meat in the world, they can use the best food in the world.
Yeah.
I don't think about that.
Nah, true.
At the end of the day, we need fanciers to compete against, otherwise you're not going to be a champion.
But the sooner we realize that, because that I can see is the problem generally,
Generally.
is the guys keeping the knowledge, but and it's like, Roland Bauer.
Yeah.
He says it a lot. He says, who are you going to end up racing against? You're going to end up racing against 4 guys that have got money and be champion amongst each other. No one else is going to be.
There's no more best versus, no more this, I mean, at the end of the day.
No more colours, no more gold.
And that's what the guys forget about. I mean, the rich side, it doesn't matter what it costs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But the poor oak that makes up the numbers and bring the birdies up, they have a base coefficient.
Yes.
You forget about them.
Yeah. And those are the most important.
And that's
the
been
majority of guys.
And that's been our motto since I took over the everything. That's been our motto. And that's why the transport went to Wagman.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's to help dancers. That's it. There's other unions that kick against us. I mean, there's one left. They kick against us. They don't just
Well, I think-
have sponsorships and stuff. They can't do it, Russell. You can't do it.
No, you can't do it.
No,
So I think in Gauteng, the majority are on
No, we've got everyone except one.
6 of the 7.
6 of the 7. All. Now, just on that 6 of the 7, Ronnie, you'd be able to say there'd be no really complaints now.
You know what, there's always teething problems.
Now, besides the teething problem, major nothing.
Last year when we started, the TRPF, there was an issue with the baskets the first week. So now I phone him. Now things must be right. Now I get upset, then I phone them, and then he gets upset, and then everyone on the farm gets the worst end of us. And then the next week, it's fixed.
Yes.
A truck left the yard, it got to Pretoria, John de Press in here, the wheel, the tyre. I phoned him, I said, listen, there's a problem. He sent the driver, we got it there, the next morning we changed it, sent it out. We sent a photo to him, fixed.
Yeah.
So we might get upset when you mention something, but it's because we've strived maybe more than we should to get everything perfect.
Yeah. Which is good. That's why we don't want the transport back. I've spoken to many guys.
It's a lot of work, it's a lot of hard work, but people don't realize this. On a Thursday night, there's no sleep. You don't go to bed.
Just run us a bit through a Thursday night, because you said we pick up the birds,
You pick up the
then
birds.
they go to the farm.
Yeah.
Then?
They will reload. They will get reloaded to different trailers.
Yeah.
Like go to the guys with a big trailer up for you guys.
Okay.
And then come by out the TRPF. Because remember the TRPF, we pick up one side and all the Alberton guys and we'll come and pick
But
up
just on that, Robert, TRPF and TH or GPG now, we all go together no matter what. It's all the way, same race point, same
Everything.
everything's the same. So they all get loaded there,
Yeah.
and then the drivers go to sleep.
Yeah, they sleep. The birds get fed, well, the water gets given within.
Okay.
So when the TLPF and the GPU haven't got the facility to feed in the truck, we're going to try to water the food in. And they've always got water, because we put the water system in, okay, always got water on the truck. Okay. And now the problem is, you got to tip it out. So they drive from there, they drive to Bloemfontein, they feed them water, they throw out the food, they go to race point.
Okay, so just take us through that. So we go to race point. You're talking about the Friday night.
Yeah.
No.
The Friday
The
morning.
Friday morning they leave,
Yeah.
and they get to Bloemfontein at about 11.
We feed before 11, 12.
You feed them at and
The TLPF and
GPU hours, and then from there.
the food get taken out, the water put back in, then they go to race point. Then they get fed again.
So just give us under what time do they get to race point then?
Well, it depends.
Depends,
It all depends. All depends.
So
we start to feed at 5 o'clock. If they're not going to make race point by 5 o'clock, then we feed wherever they stop.
Okay.
So it's still light.
Yeah.
Literally.
So this.
But that's one thing when I overcome with the GP. I want to change the whole truck this year. So they'll be exactly the same as every other truck.
Okay. So
I've proved my points. I mean, I put the TLPF has been on our truck. The GP, the drop with the GPU goes in our system. So there is no difference. I mean, I just try to make things work at home and make sure things are right before the person leaves.
Yeah.
But as soon as they leave, you're dependent on someone else.
Yeah.
Now it's videos and this and that. Yeah. So that's what we try to do everything, all my trucks, except for the GPU trucks are full and they've got covered with food.
So now your trucks, the GPU trucks, haven't they become your trucks?
No, I rent one.
Okay, so
No.
but I'm sure they'll eventually.
No, they would. I mean, the value's gone. I put the valuation on the other day, they're almost worth nothing. At the end of the day, if they were to, I'll change them completely. But the trailer that take your birds this year will be fully. The problem is the old bosses. The TLPF bosses are not the problem, because they're the same as our bosses. The old GPU bosses, when we modify them, they seem to overcome.
Yeah, and then just when the truck gets too close to race point, where does it sleep?
Well, we make sure
Mostly
we
on
get
farms.
So you've got safe, that's what I'm asking you.
But you'll see this year again, you'll see race point distances will change again. A lot of farmers have given up with the sold farms.
So you want to go
But Craddock and then you can't really sleep it down. I mean, they put a pig to that, and last year, a pig to the solid diesel tank, installed diesel. Yeah. Head over, that's what it's even worse. 2 trucks last year, still a diesel tank. So we're now trying to find.
So you're going to try and find farmers where you can sleep. And the other thing I'm asking about is if they get there a bit earlier, so they get there through to the race point, so it's close to Colesberg or Fromsburg.
Yeah.
The sun, guys are asking about the sun. Do the trucks, are they in shade or they?
Oh, if you can find an area street, I mean, that's generally where you can stand.
Yeah.
That's why I had an argument with the guys in the Cape Town guys when they bought their truck. They painted it directed black. I said to the guys, yeah, silly. The truck must be white. The truck in white. And it's got insulation. And remember, the GP trucks are all got new insulation in the roof.
Okay.
So they can't get better.
Okay.
All our trucks got the insulation in the roof.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, so it doesn't get what's in the trucks.
I remember years ago, Rob, when the GPU were doing their transport radar, you might remember, I'm not sure if it was Craddock or Richmond, one of those race points where they had to send security with the truck.
Yeah.
Just for that specific.
Richmond.
Was it Richmond? Eh?
Richmond farm now.
Yeah, so what do you do regarding that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
we stay on a farm now. We don't go near the Richmond.
You don't go, so you go into a farm and it's private and.
Richmond you can't. They take a bus without the truck.
We're very privileged.
So you know a few guys along the
We
road.
did the SANPO website training 2 years ago, last year. Yeah, last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we drove off, we started here and we drove off to Kimberley and all the way Bridgetown, the whole route like we race.
Mm-hmm.
And we met fanciers everywhere, obviously at every town where we had to do the training.
Yeah.
And so we took numbers and
So you built up a lot of
yeah, so I
Yeah,
said to us, you're more than welcome to use our farm or you can use the neighbour's farm. And the big thing is when we phone them, they must remember we've got 3 or 4 links or big trucks coming. It's not just a small truck that you
Yes,
can let go on a school field.
Yes.
It's not going to
Not
work.
okay. So it's not a little fort and
No.
So wherever we go, we phone and we make sure. We've got, it depends on the combine program, we've got 3 or 4 trucks coming down, and I'll tell the people it's links, remember? And they can say, there is hiccups, we let go the pigeons, and the driver will phone you, oh, it rained here last night, we now stuck a bit. So then we need to find farmers, we get tractors and pull the trucks out, so that's the other fun part of it. And but we've got a good network with people.
That's
It's changing a lot.
And then just Rona mentioned something, just your opinion on that, on those combines as well.
Combines. I don't know. Depends.
Give us your honest opinion, because
I think a combine shouldn't start counting till 500 kilometers.
And why do you say that?
Well, you got to give the people in the house also a chance to become competitive.
So you're thinking on the short sprints, it's not really.
When the birds don't even break up before they eat over.
That's too short.
That's too short. Bloemfontein, I mean, you know, back up pigeons, they're not going to mean it's going to be thousands of pigeons coming together. What's the chance you're always going to get out of the thing? People can say they want, they want. And bird is a creature of habit. I mean, they want to fly with a backpack.
The biggest problem we've got in Gauteng is from the first oak in Vereniging to the back oak in Pretoria.
What is that distance, Rona?
Well, posthumous is
It's about 220 kilometers from the front
from the front
to the back.
So
That's
that's
a race.
a Ventersburg race.
That's a race on its own.
So that's what people must think about. We are
But
widely spread.
you say that, but shouldn't it be guys like you that make us aware of it? Because I only hear this now. I've never. So shouldn't you be making us aware of it?
That's why.
To our chairman and our committee members.
Yeah, we've had meetings last week.
We changed a few things now, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we've got standards and all of those guys, but I mean, they're at the back anyway. And they, on the shorts, they're that side. Well, our guys are the same. Our guys are the same.
Just
you can see when Alberton clocks, then the birds come. So the birds scattered.
What's it?
When they break that thing, because usually they have a mate and they start getting jittery, the birds, and they'll run down the cycles. And that's for us, that's what works. And the end of the day, it's where you stay is where you win the combines. I mean, if you stay right at the back and in the middle, believe me, you got a good pigeon. I don't say you're a bad fancier, but you've got a much better chance.
If you're saying where, you say that again?
Right at the back in the middle.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
But guys will argue guys argue all the time, but they say in the front's better.
No, it's not. Well, in the front better. I know that.
So you reckon better?
But at the end of the day, we've got to work out a system to make
That's
it
what I'm
work.
asking you now. What
We're going to
way is
make
the
it work
system?
for everyone. At the end of the day, why do we always have to go down the N1? You know what I mean? Why could we just veer off a bit west and go to the Kimberley? Just change things.
You need to make it equal.
Explain that a bit first.
We went to a meeting the other day. Now you got the TLPF. This is a simple thing. You got the TLPF and you got the GPU. How far are you apart? This way. Which way? 40K. But the one wants the derby for Hanover and the other one wants the derby for Merwe. So now what? Because the one suits the other one more than the other one. Am I right? That's only in Joburg. And what about us for those 100 kilometers?
But I always say that, bro. I'm talking about GRPF and GPU here. Our complaints are a bunch of rubbish. That's my opinion. When I hear guys racing in the country, and you'll know better because you guys, some of the splits are 100, 150 guys, and the guys aren't complaining. We got 40 Ks and we money.
We went down to Kimberley and we went to Bridgetown.
I'll tell you what.
And those people.
It takes them a day to pick up the business.
That's true fanciers. So
They
drive kilometers, hundreds to
No,
get to the closest club.
111 kilometers to come basket business. 111 K just to come basket.
just in baskets.
So you know you must know the passionate people.
They're very passionate. And I think the people in the country, and that's why I say sometimes, well, you're mentioning the derby now, and the same thing with the car race. Because we have a combine, we've got the combine car race. The guys are saying it must be Richmond, they say it must be Craddock, and it's crazy.
Look,
It's always-
I'll be quite honest when it comes to Craddock.
Mhm.
As a fact, I mean, I don't know.
Why is that Craddock such
I
a
tell you what,
notorious name?
Dave, who's going to win a Craddock on a coal mine usually? It's the guys in the West. It's always the guys in the West. Because I mean, when it's,
Yes, that's
the way the
always
birds
my
come
question.
around the Lesotho Mountains and the sun starts coming down, where the birds going to?
Yeah.
You can wake up on a Sunday morning where your birds going to come from. They're not coming from the east, they're coming from the west.
From the west.
So those guys are getting overflow.
Yeah,
But the birds are coming
from there. Yeah.
And that's things the guys look at too. I mean, Craddock, is Craddock.
Listen, the Craddock's what a
And
notorious
it's
name.
most, and it's everything. It's not
What
an
is-
easy race point.
That's not, why is that not an easy race?
Well,
It's-
this is a problem.
Is it a big
it's
problem? Is it?
I mean,
Even that time of the year, it's late in the season.
Yeah, you let the other birds here and around 3 kilometers down that mountain, they got up on back to good things.
Isn't it?
I reckon now we're speaking to a guy that stayed up, a friend down here, he said he must actually will start come 20 kilometers before Craddock. So then we want to go.
We don't hit that.
As soon as I get near that mountain.
Because now I've been in this game just over 30 years, and that Craddock's
It's been a
smash every time.
And it's also better on the mountain. I mean, the city mountain, the other side. You're not going to be an hour late, you're going to be a half an hour late. I mean, that's a fact.
It's a
And I've seen, I mean, Justin won the car.
was a Craddock, eh?
Yeah, he loves that
I mean,
race
he
point.
did
So he's not going to complain about that race.
No, but he's been in the first five in the car race for the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's
And you know what? It's one family pigeon. One family pigeon. When he told me he would enter that bird for the car, I said, you'll win the car this year.
yeah, that's amazing. What family is it?
That's this bird that come from Port Pedro. All good diamonds and
Yeah.
they're far. And they're both crosses. They got brains. I mean, they've got brains. At the end of the day,
And Paul was not from
everyone's got good pigeons. Everyone's got good systems. I mean, at the end of the day, us old fools, wise people must teach the poor people who don't know.
Yeah.
And we can build this sport.
There's no
That's
such
exactly
thing,
what
no
Ronald was
such
saying.
thing as a
And
bad
I
fancy.
still say,
It's an uneducated fancy.
100%. That's a very good saying.
Yeah.
Really
and I
good
still
saying.
say, union points should be split in two.
But explain that to me.
I think you should have your good guys, all competing on a level.
Can I just interrupt you there quickly? I wanted to start that in our club a few years ago where I wanted to call it an A league and a B league, and then you can drop out, similar to soccer. So if you're in the bottom three, you drop out, and the top three go over. Guys don't want to be in that B league. Eh?
What we've seen is in our union, we've got, we call them the Vanderbijl division. Then we've got the Southwest division. Then we've got the URF division, like the 5 original clubs of the URF.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Grand division. And then we've got an overall result. And the first year, the people were very anti. And now you can't believe the competition just to win the division.
That's how it should be. That's
Because
exactly how it
if
should be.
you win the division, you'll be in the first team in the overall.
100%. You start being competitive. And even just
That's what I
scoring.
say, and you get to that
first
stage in the
get
B division, you win the B division, you automatically move up to the A division.
Look, I'm all for that. Eh?
And
Because I would have raced in the B division most of my life.
no, the people, I mean, then you're competing for something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to compete. I mean, let's face it. You fly against John Nippon, that's a place.
Okay, I think just in our club, if a new
In
guy comes in,
I mean,
Kevin
the
Kitchen
kitchen brands. I mean, they're top things.
They're top
You got the
things.
lepers. I mean,
and you got no handicap like golf. So when you come in and you're competing on the same level.
now you take a guy like the player, he doesn't get one bird, he gets 10 birds together. So
Yeah,
the per happy goes from first to 10.
Yeah.
Then the next thing, Peter comes in, he gets another 12 together, so another 8 to the back. Now he's not going to get it, man.
Am I going to score you?
So you should have, I think, you should
I
have,
agree with you.
you need to practice it, take the top 8, take the first 20 guys in the field, put them on a division there. And take the rest and put them on a division. Just, it's not that you're not a good fancy, it's not that. It doesn't matter.
That's what Rona said now.
It's just to compete. And you know what? You got to work harder now because you can compete for something. And once you get there, you can say, hey, but now I'm not competing with those guys.
100%.
And that's it. But we don't allow the guys to get there. because you're getting flattened every week.
I just want to ask Rona something on
Yeah.
that too. It's important they said uneducated, but how do we get that education going?
Like I said, I was privileged.
You were privileged, I wasn't.
My father
And
was
now Rob's come along, so
my father was my mentor. So he taught me a lot.
yeah. But but that's you. I mean, he was a great
But
person.
now, if I don't go and share that with someone that's new in the sport, they'll never get the knowledge.
Rona, but this is my point now. That's your perception, and that's you got a good heart and you want to teach someone. How do we get? And I see John doing it with Madeleine. So she's flying very well this year.
But that's
But
not
we need to get more of that kind
Yeah,
of
but
stuff.
you got to take it up this. I said, Russ, you're the fancier, you're a good fancier, right? You must be given 10 fanciers to watch over. Just you.
Yeah.
Actually, someone else gets your 10 fanciers.
Yes.
Teacher.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. John the Prig is given, he doesn't have to go and watch him. He must school them.
That's all.
Like he did with Madeleine, just school them.
Yeah.
You take Peter Levin and his dad, schools 10 homes, but they must be given 10 fanciers and teach them. And they'll go there and change like that. I'm probably going to change like that.
100%. Like if you grew up like Rona, which most of us haven't.
Yeah.
Now she's grown up with her dad, who's bought and he's taught her. She's been privileged to get all that. Most of us don't have it,
No.
Rona.
But go and have a look at the kitchen rats. They were the same as me. They
Yes.
got their father.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
Go
And all
and
successful.
Peter
All of
Liver, his father.
Yes.
So somewhere in the picture there's a father or a grandfather
100%.
or someone that took
100%.
So
them.
now we're going to give the fanciers who don't have it a father.
Yes,
That's- father.
yes. And that's very interesting. But how do we
I think that's the thing we must actually call to get together and decide and say, right, guys,
Yeah.
this is what we think we must do.
Yeah.
We'll try and join the track, hey, you pick Elio, you pick 10, you pick 10, you pick 10, or
Yeah.
5, or
Whatever it is.
Doesn't matter. But just school them, just school the people. That's what we do.
Basic things.
Basic things, because the other thing that's happened while here is what's this club called, your runner?
No,
SW,
after the break,
SWK,
No, this one, yeah.
specialist,
Jackie's club.
Jackie's
specialist
club, yeah.
pigeon.
So they've attracted a lot of new guys,
Yeah.
which is a very good thing.
Yeah.
But I think now that, and I think Jackie tries, but I think what you guys have said is very, very, very good, is that if someone can take over one of the two of the fancies and someone else take over another, because there are a lot of newbies coming here.
What we've done is little Yaku. We made him junior sportsman of the year.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Yeah, but then we've got Uncle Chris straight on, which is now SANPO's new chief patron.
Okay.
So he said he'll sponsor 2 pigeons. So it's a good fancier, willing to give 2 good pigeons to a guy that starts.
And he's keen at Jackie.
So he's keen. So now we gave him a little bird, and we gave that girl the other one.
Okay.
So they already found Chris. Don't you want to come and visit us?
Yeah.
And
That whole family's.
yeah, come and have a look. And what are you going to charge us for birds? Now you get an oak like him that says, no, I'll bring you another 5.
So we need more of that, eh?
So we need people. Our father always said, to be in the pigeon sport is not to be served, but to serve
Yeah.
the fanciers. And that's where it comes from.
But Rona, just getting on that, if you get it, you know, like her father had the means to buy good birds. But everywhere I went, he had given pigeons. He had given pigeons, not sold.
Yeah,
My father never sold the pigeon.
No, he never sold.
We sold it very good parallel medicine.
Yeah, but then we don't have if you see the pigeon industry at the moment, it's money is very
It's money, it's money.
It's a money game.
yeah. If you look at what some of the studs are selling birds for,
I heard a strange, oak front me yesterday, but the strange thing, he told me, do you realize how much money has been spent from the 15th of November up until yesterday on auctions in South Africa?
oh, it must be crazy.
6 million rand.
Yeah,
Just the auctions he knows about.
just the ones he knows about.
So now we sit at SANPO and we have meetings twice a year, and then we get these requests. Pigeon fanciers battle, we must sponsor them. But we've got the means in our own union. to sponsor people. That's better.
Yeah.
It's not as if SANPO doesn't do anything. We've got programs in place. At the moment, what we try to do is promote the juniors. So each province must up their juniors, but that's why we need to come up with these plans. Let's attract schools. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Get kids involved. The Cape's got 150 juniors.
Yeah, the Cape's not. It's just we need to
But
somehow
we need to think.
ignite it because it's not.
I mean, you need people with the passion to do it, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And you must also get people involved that doing it for the right reason, not for money.
100%.
I mean, me and her, we won't mention names, stepped in a big movie theater. And I tell you what, I spent a lot of money putting up blocks for little kids.
And then you get.
And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
nice. And that wasn't fair. It's not
No,
fair. It's not fair on the kids. And
And
the wrong
kids
kids,
are not fair on you guys.
and then it was the wrong kids that were getting help.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it.
No.
We
So-
went.
But I was to say, if you help parents and you help people to fly better, their grandkids will get interested.
100%.
But the problem is, I always circle and I click and I bend and I don't get a prize.
And I get
You
interested.
know what? I don't give him, if you come to it in the club, just give him some of the prize give me. He gets called up, you know what that means, sir.
Yeah.
And then next year, hey, you're going to travel harder.
Yeah.
Mentor the people.
Mentor's very important. Very,
But
very
I
important.
think that's the only way we're going to fix this. Every guy, you're top dancer, you got 5. Find him out. Why? What did you do wrong? Do this, do that. Just for a year. Get 5 new ones next year. They hear from someone else. And I'm telling you, that's a lot of this.
Yeah, it's a very, but the implementation of that, brother,
We have to make plans. I want to do it in Gauteng province.
that's a very good idea. It's just the implementation.
I wanted to, this whole election and everything, when me and Rob are a team, everything we do together.
Yeah.
And I always say if I go to war and I've got him, then I'm shocked.
Yeah,
You know? So when he didn't come in, I was very negative. So he had a bit of a hard talk with me last week and he said to me, this is not the way to go. So I said, all right, now if I get an idea and I said to him, act dunk, then he's already getting scared because there's a problem coming. So I told him, for this coming new year, the first meeting we must have in Gauteng, we must make a plan. We have Pigeon open days. What by you? But we advertise it. And we get youngsters involved. You know what? The Cape Town Fancy Pigeon shows has got a racing class. So they set it up, and then people just come in and have a look. And you know how many youngsters have started racing pigeons because they had the opportunity to see what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's what we must do.
And I think, I'm speaking under correction here, but being involved for years, you'll know, our shows have died.
Yeah,
we're building it up again.
we try.
Building it up.
Is it?
Yeah,
Because that used to be a big attraction.
Look,
for
we got
everyone.
it up to 2 last year. I think we get up to 4 this year.
And judges?
That's it. I mean, you got to get up to qualify. We've got
No,
lots of judges.
Are you busy training judges?
Yeah,
you qualifying them? Or
We've got the Gauteng show next year in May. Yeah, in Boxburg, you guys.
Yeah.
So what we do is on the Friday night, George comes from Bloemfontein and he's our head show judge in South Africa.
Okay.
So he gives a training course and he tells the people what it's about, and then you get to write an exam. So if you pass the exam, the next day you've got the privilege to walk with someone and do the practical part of the thing. And then you need to do 6 shows before you can qualify for your colours or
Okay.
become a full judge.
Okay.
So at the moment there's 5 of us that can qualify after May.
After this one.
Yeah. And then
So is this only a Gauteng show, this one?
it's a SANPO show,
Is it a SANPO show?
national
Okay.
side. So what we're planning on, and that's the other thing I found George the other day, I said to him, also act dunk, and then he also gets scared. But I said to him, bring the fancy pigeon part into it. Because then you're going to get
Yeah, you
people
attract people, eh?
that come and have a look. It's a different crowd,
Yeah.
but you might win 1 or 2 fancies.
You win kids there. The fancy people, a lot of kids involved.
Yeah. So you'll win kids.
Yeah.
So that's now our new idea, working on it.
That's a good idea.
So in January, February, we want to have a meeting with the province, and we want to say, this is our plan. This is what we want to do, but we need inputs from everyone.
Yeah, we
And
did.
then the inputs need to be put to action.
Yeah. You see, that's
That's where it dies.
That's where it, I was going to say,
But
but
that's why it's a simple thing. Stop being there for yourself and be there for the sport. That's
yeah.
all it is.
That's all it is. But Rob, and you know as much as well as I know, not everybody's like that.
Yeah, but
So it's to identify those people, brother, because there are those people there that will prepare to go to the end of the world to save the sport.
well, a lot of guys just for the shows. I mean, when we saw the show, I was working. You start mingling again.
That's
That's
social,
wrong.
the social side comes back.
We've all forgot. Then you sit and you have a cup and you talk and the whole day. That's what. That's what we've all lost that thing.
We have.
And now everyone, and we got to review. Yeah, but this is fun. This is fun. Can we help you next year?
Yeah.
So now next year coming, we're not 5 guys organizing. Now we've got 20 guys helping.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to have to grow.
So next year's show, I think Jackie's
Yeah,
been awarded to his club.
Yeah, he's involved.
Yeah.
Look, Jackie's one of those guys, if we've also got something to do and he's always willing to help.
Jackie's always
Yeah.
willing to help.
Always there for the sport.
Yeah, he's there for the sport. So,
Yeah.
I work easy with people like that.
Yeah.
I don't work very well with people that's there for themselves.
Yeah.
Because
No,
that's
Jackie's
not,
definitely.
that's not,
But he's always been like it.
that's always been. So, next year's show, we're looking forward to it. We're planning big things.
That's good to know. Eh?
Yeah, so it's the first weekend in May.
So we must just start planting that now. eh?
Yeah.
Now, but what time we must do? We can all ideas together, organize another one if we're allowed to.
Yes, of
These
course.
conference.
Yeah.
And come sit down with you and maybe
Yeah.
get 1 or 2 other guys and say,
Yeah,
this,
with
is, this, is
pleasure.
what, this is on the table, this is what we're planning. Please support us.
Yeah.
But you'll get the support.
Yeah.
You get the support. The guys are still going to stop being there for themselves, like I say. I mean, the top guys make money out of business. Like,
They do, but even the guys that are there for themselves, Rob, they're attracted to these shows. Because to be seen at the show and to talk about your pigeons and to.
but it died away, Russ.
It died. It died. And in my opinion, why it died is because there's no the Rob and Rona weren't there. You always need
Someone to do
someone to start it. Once you start it, I'll jump in. Jackie will jump in. Andres will, whoever will jump in. But we're not those kind of guys to start. Do you understand? Not that we don't. Not that we.
That's what I always say. Don't look at the people that's there because they want to be seen.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people here that wants to go undercover,
100%.
but they're willing to work.
Yes. Now there, so Rona's hit the nail on there. You know, you want to be undercover, but you're prepared to put in whatever Rona says, organise that, Rob says, can you please do that? But you need that Rona and Rob drive to get it.
Look, it didn't come easy. We've
Yeah,
done,
Rona, I really want to know.
we've done a lot for the sport, but I don't like to be acknowledged because, not that I don't,
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, but I don't want to be,
You don't want to be seen as getting at the
yeah,
edge for.
yeah, that's not
There's
why
nobody
we're
there.
there.
for the sport.
No,
Yeah.
it's for the sport. It's for the passion that I had since I was
Yeah.
in diapers and
Yeah.
I must probably die with it. So
Yeah.
that's what it's about.
Russell, at the end of the day, I'm going to want today. It's like honorariums in a union. We can afford it nowadays. And never mind that.
For me, that's a sore point.
At the end of the day, never mind that. If you want to do this, why do you for the sport? Why do you want to honorarium for it?
Yeah, I don't want to go down there.
No, that's
a bad.
but it's
run
into
into
the
the
people who you're all in the wrong boat for the wrong thing, you know what I mean? And that's, I say if you're prepared, I don't say you mustn't get paid for it, but if you're prepared to do it for free, for the sport, then you should be
100%.
whether they pay or not.
Yes.
You must be prepared to do it for free.
Yeah.
That makes it different. We don't get paid for what we do.
But we
But you see, passion. There's a huge difference, and that's what I'm saying. Those people that need to be identified, because you'll get, and Rona will know this. You'll get people say, "I'll do that. I'll do. Rob, you want me to do this? How much are you going to pay me?
Exactly.
How much are you paying me?"
There's
Rona?"
lots of them, Russell.
we get it.
You get that all
We
the
get
time,
it
man.
all the time.
I mean, I helped you out with taxes. Did I ever ask us that?
Nothing.
That goes to
Not a
the
cent.
sport.
Yeah. Not a cent.
You
Yeah.
got to be.
But you got to be. It's a different type of
You must
person.
be there for yourself.
No.
You know,
And it's to identify those people.
we see it now. We went to the SANPO meetings, me being on the SANPO committee, you joined the last 3 years. When you get a new committee elected like this one, now we're going to go to the first meetings. Now there will be a lot of bumping heads
You
because
sure?
everyone's got their own
Different,
ideas and
yeah.
everyone thought nothing happened there, and actually things did happen,
Yeah.
but it's just not always on the papers, and it's not been, so the first one is always difficult, and it was so for me too. Me and Shane Ghanwa, the first meeting, we had an argument, and we barely spoke to one another.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's what it goes about, but then we both realized, hey, why are we here? For ourselves, or for the greater good of the sport?
Yeah.
And today,
Good friends.
good friends. I can phone him anytime I need some advice, because where must I learn now?
Sure.
He is the elderly one.
Yeah.
I must phone him.
Yeah.
I mean, I got elected onto this thing. I was the youngest, so I felt so small. And I sat there at the first meeting and I thought, sure, I don't think I belong here because, and then 6 years later down the line, one of the
But I have experienced one.
more experienced ones.
Yeah.
And now the new oaks come up, and then, although they might be old in age, they look up to you and they ask you, hey, what's going on here now? Why is it like that? And then you can tell them. And if it doesn't work well there, it can't go down to the bottom.
100%. But I just want, or what you mentioned now, and that's my gripe with SANPO, is you go to those meetings and you guys plan and you do a lot of work and we never know what you do.
Okay, that's why.
And then it's so easy for me to say, no, SANPO does nothing for me. What does SANPO do for me? And so that criticism also got to stop, Rona.
Yeah.
It's got to stop because this negativity, stop. We need to know what SANPO is.
When I got onto it, I realized that. And I said to Rob, and we went down to the Cape to do the training.
We got Paris, every club we got to go.
We got
Every club we got.
I understand that. Huh?
So, yeah.
Sampo doesn't do this, Sampo
I understand all of that because we
get
don't know.
frustrated.
We get frustrated.
Yeah. So then I said to him over drive, I said, hey, we must make a plan. So I come up with this website. All right, we started it this year and we implemented it. So unions need to load the results, the coefficients get worked out automatically.
That's one of the best things that's ever happened.
So now I phoned the guy. I said, listen, did you realize your birds is currently the fourth best loaded on the system? Can I please have you an application for it? Can't be. I said, well, it is.
See, the system takes it in immediately now. That
So,
should have been implemented.
Now, the fanciest, they can't believe it, and now they're starting taking interest in this. And let me tell you something, out of the applications we got from Gauteng this year, we applied for every little bird that's in the top 5.
Do you know what a huge difference it makes? It makes, because
But you gotta get the Russell, you gotta get those change minds, man. You change your mindset. Just load the results, that's one thing.
That's a good starting point.
But I think the race secretaries will do that.
Well, we had problems. So I felt actually very sorry for the one lady in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Very, very good pigeon person. She does everything for the sport. The race secretary just said, sorry, refuses to do it. So she landed up loading a province's race results. So she found me on the Friday night at 11:45, the night. She says to me, I just have one small problem. Can you please assist me? So I helped her and she loaded it on. So she went on until 12 that night.
Doing it for them.
Doing it for them because it was not
No,
hard.
that's strange, man. Because if the race secretaries all buy in,
That's all over the way.
Yeah, but now we've got a positive thing out of this thing.
they're very.
Because now that people see us, like on FCI, which
We're there,
we now there, we now, that's my birds are here. And there, so it opened up a whole new mindset.
That's a very big one. That's happened there,
So,
huge.
What we're doing now, we started the new SANPO News again, like the old magazine. That we had.
Yes.
All right, unfortunately, there was a bad incident, and I also see it as a first issue problem. Certain provinces person, I think it was the secretary, he posted the thing and he said, there's no place for poor people in the pigeon sport.
I read that,
Yeah, which is totally untrue.
And it was an uncalled for. I read
it
that.
was uncalled for. So, the problem is, the word hasn't gone out as yet, and it hasn't reached all the fanciers as yet. But from SANPO side, that's not how we see it.
No.
Every fancier matters.
Yeah. But I saw that. I didn't agree with it.
You can't compete against yourself.
No,
So
you can't.
people must realize that. But now we started this thing, and I've got now everyone's email addresses on most of the fanciers.
Most of them, yeah.
And we're going to send out this news thing, so fanciers will be informed.
That's fantastic.
And then dope tests. Why must it be kept a secret? Dope tests is now on the internet. You can go and have a look if your club is clean or not.
Oh, is it?
It's on the results,
Oh, is it?
on doping, on the internet, on the results. You can go and have a look. Why, if you didn't attend the AGM, the minutes must be kept secret? We're not a secret agency.
Society, yeah.
No, it's on the website. Go and read it.
Okay.
Financial statements.
I think maybe we just need to be
The big thing is the
enlightened about all of this because it's all new to us. Even to me now, listening to you, it's new.
yeah, so it's a whole new page SANPO turned over.
Yeah.
It's taken another, second of the year and almost 18 months.
Yeah. To put the idea I had
Into practice.
into practice.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Though.
And
When
now,
I still the lost birds, everything will be reported on.
How is it?
Nothing but
The big thing is with the lost pigeons that we've got, it's a big problem. And we had to do an environmental study because unfortunately government like Pretoria in the Cape, it's now a big thing. They want to stop pigeon racing. And they don't want you to keep more than 5 birds at your house.
And
So
we registered the federal birds.
Yeah. So we had to go and say, So we spent a lot of money from SANPO's side, but we did the environmental study
so it's another thing we don't know that SANPO's done.
over 9 provinces that the study has been done. And now it's in the process of getting approved, and you'll get a license that says, you can't stop me from racing pigeons, we adhere to everything.
Okay.
So it's all these little things.
But Rona, just my point then on that, and that was my gripe with SANPO, is SANPO does all these little things. I don't know about
It
it.
doesn't get communicated.
That's the
That's
problem.
the
And that's why there'll be a newsletter on
Because
on
if-
your website. You can go on there anytime and say, this was happening sample. That'll be loaded every week.
But Rob, you know what this is going to do? And that's my point of view. It's going to stop the negative talk.
Yeah, that's gonna go.
And now the guys say, do you see what SANPO did for us? Yeah. Did you see what they've done there? Do you see? So now all of a sudden it's a different mode of speaking about SANPO who does nothing for me. Now they've done this environmental study. Now I've got a license number. No one can stop me from racing. All these little things.
You know,
Or if I say little things, they're actually big things.
Yeah, but like the SPCA, they wanted to stop pigeon racing, so alright, we took it to Parliament and we get it set aside. But it doesn't take the problem away if there's
No.
SPCA. Last year our truck went through the toll gates, I think it was at Bloemfontein, and we got pulled over. And the lady said we want to inspect the truck. So the driver phoned Rob, says, got nothing to hide, let her inspect the truck.
Yeah.
So she took the water temperature, she checked if the birds had food, she checked everything.
And everything will
Luckily.
And they sent us a letter that the truck was compliant to what they.
And the other truck fell behind us.
Isn't it?
Yeah. That's no problem. They had water, but they didn't get water, right?
Yeah. So, you know, so that was a.
Yeah, so you don't know about all these things.
But that's things that happens that
But Rona, getting back
behind the scenes.
yes, but Rona, getting back to your other point that you said, communication. I think it's very important. That also builds that positive communication. Like you've told me the story now about the truck that got tested. I mean, it's the first time I've heard about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Communication is a big problem.
yeah.
And it's not only in Gauteng, it's in 9 provinces.
Everybody.
We had a thing now, you know, your SANPO fees need to be paid and your ring orders needs to be in and everything works on deadlines.
Yeah.
So we had 3 unions that we actually wanted to expel because nothing was done. And then you go and you investigate. Then you realize there was no communication or bad communication.
Bad communication, yeah.
You know, so, and it was unfortunately also not only SANPO's fault, the unions were formed as well.
Yeah.
They never gave the new committee through. The old ones never communicated it.
But Rona, that goes back to your little statement you made just now, and it comes to admin, it comes to pigeons, and education. And we don't get it, Rob. We don't get it. And I know, I've been in the club, and we just plod along, and we don't get that information, the communication.
Yeah.
But that's why I think you're going to make it a rule, a sample level. In every province, must load a newsletter onto that thing once a month onto the website. Every province.
Yeah.
No, we're not always.
Yeah.
If you want to know what's going on in the Eastern Cape, go to the Eastern Cape.
Yeah. You want to know what's going on in Gauteng?
And that's true. They say, Russell, people don't know what's going on. It's honestly, they don't know what's going on.
100%.
And then when the guy said to me, oh, but I'm winning an award, that says it's very funny that I get the same basket next to you, Pigeon beat you.
Yeah.
He won the union, but the other your boys looking good. It's the same thing.
I've heard stories. So we race the Fed, the Fed and the union. And then I hear stories, now the union birds came well, or the Fed birds came better. And I'm thinking, well, it can't be.
It's the
On
same
the
truck.
same
They're on the
truck.
same track. It cannot be. I mean, there's something wrong with the basket.
So what we've done now is we gave the provinces the job to appoint a person in the province to spread the communication. They must, that's all that they must do. Like you will know in our union, we've got a WhatsApp group. Everything that happens gets put onto the WhatsApp group. And you know what? It's not hard work. I get it from SANPO. I'll send it out to the province group.
They just send it out.
And just load it onto your union group. Then everyone is informed.
Yeah. That's worked well, eh?
But that's the problem. The people don't have that next step. It stops there.
Yeah.
See, the guys at the top are there for themselves. That's the top.
Yeah.
But
I think
more things to happen. Like I say, newsletters for provinces once a month must be put on.
Yeah. So once you get little things like
you can read, anyone can read what's going on.
yeah. And once you get more and more involved, people involved, doesn't matter if you're racing up here, you're racing up there, you feel involved.
Yeah, you feel important.
That's
You feel
the thing.
involved.
You know what? Any person wants to belong somewhere.
Yes.
You want to be part of something.
Yeah.
No one is born to be alone. And if we stop people from knowing what's going on,
So being part of the game.
we're making them alone.
Yeah. You're pushing them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share with them.
Yeah.
And we might know, we're all getting older. Who's going to take over in the next 10, 15, 20 years?
You'll still be there.
I'll be very old, but I'll be there. But I mean, we need people.
Yeah.
And if you don't communicate, and if you don't bring new people to the sport, it's going to die.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
That's the sad part.
And that's the biggest reason for the website. You know, that's the biggest reason for the website.
To get it
To keep things going.
going. Yeah.
You know, ordering of rings, it's all there. Drug tests, everything, ordering drug, it's all there. So you stop relying on one person.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't do it, then it's your own fault.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. People, communication, all this, that's why that website.
Website. Yeah. The website's a good thing.
And it's taken, like I say, we were 18
It's a lot of work
Yeah.
to get it going. For sure.
Maybe more than 18 months, probably 2 years.
Yeah, when we started out and then.
But it's not the work now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the work.
Yeah. No, it's interesting.
So when this new committee gets in place and
When is it?
in March
Is that the
at the AGM.
sample?
Yeah.
Is it down there?
So when this new one starts working, that's the new thing. Fanciers must be informed.
Yeah. See, that's very important here because I can tell you now, I personally have never felt that we were informed properly.
No.
And that's why you always heard the negative talk of SANPO. But when you hear the little things that you guys have mentioned now, you can say, hey, SANPO did that. Did you know that?
They don't realize what's going on.
We don't. And
But why? They've been kept secret for
yeah,
how long?
yeah,
By people that don't give feedback.
100%. So we've never known feedback on an AGM or, like you say in the AGM, the minutes will be put up there now.
Yeah.
But before that,
If you were not there, you missed it.
you missed it and you never knew what happened.
We started when we did the gala 2 years ago. And I said to Rob, you know what? There's a lot of people that wants to be there that can either not afford it, it's not healthy enough maybe to be there,
Yeah,
or far. And look, it's expensive. You need to travel.
yeah.
So I said, let's do a live broadcast. And we we kept it secret.
You started off with the roof one, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I watched the.
We kept it secret
I watched
and
that
we
one.
did the live broadcast. And at the end of the day, over 6,000 people watched the SANPO Gala.
You were
It
kidding me.
might not have been on the same night,
But they got views.
over a
Yeah.
period of time. And like Johan's daughter is in England, I think.
Mm.
So she
So she could watch it.
yeah, and she said the little thing up there, hi dad from England, you know, so
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
But that's technology. It needs to grow. We need to embrace it. Eh?
That's the biggest thing in the pigeon sport.
Mm.
We don't keep up with technology.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have to.
Yeah. And I just want to ask you something regarding that now. Because we do get the odd reality where people try to cheat, and you know, it's a sad thing, but a sad reality when it comes to money and prestige, and unfortunately it's true.
That's a problem.
Yeah. What is your viewpoint regarding this life system? Because people say it can stop the cheating.
It can stop the cheating, but it can also help the cheating. Let me
Explain
explain to
that,
you why. Posthumous is in copies.
Yes. So I always get his time.
Yeah. So you watch on live,
You
It clocks.
expect.
you work out time.
Yeah.
So if you want to cheat, you can cheat at home by working out more or less what's the speed going to be.
But then you must have had to bring,
But-
if things weren't done properly at the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Then there is a gap.
Yeah.
People can and could and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So in that sense, I say no. It's a bad thing.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not a lot of people can afford it.
Yeah. That's the other side of it.
Yeah. So they've been approved the life system 2 years ago by SANPO
Okay.
that it's a safe system to use. This year at the meeting, we've now approved the print manager, which wasn't approved.
Explain that to us, because I don't think
Okay, the
any of
benzene,
us know that.
the benzene club units
Yes.
can, because it doesn't keep up with the technology. The printers, the dot matrix printers,
Yes.
you don't get them, the ones you get don't last long because
Yeah.
it's an old print.
So,
So now Benzing made a print manager app which you load onto your computer. You print your clock to the computer and you print from your computer to a laser printer.
okay.
So that was in contradiction with SANPO's constitution.
Yeah.
But it was a mistake that's been made in the last 15 years because that's how long it's been available.
Yeah.
Alright, so now it's been approved. Benzing had to put an application in for it to be approved at the board meeting, and unions can now safely use it.
So just explain that to us. So that means we can strike out and print.
Print through print manager now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's now been approved. Then the next step that we took now is the race calculating program that we're using.
Which one is that?
Zack speed, Speedbird, and then like our union uses Falcon Flight.
Okay.
Then there is still others that's using Windbird.
Yeah.
Okay, but now they need to apply to SANPO for that calculation program to be accepted. The one thing that must be built into the program is that you can't change the time. Once it
It's taking the words out of my mouth.
has been entered into the
Because I think that's how guys say things have been manipulated in the past. Is you're able to change. But Rona, if I can just ask you quickly, you know better than most of us. If a bird clocks and I'm on live, I clock at my house. There's no way I can change that time.
No, because like on Falcon, we pull on the live system you can't. But this is now where the thing comes in, where we need to change it at SANPO.
Yeah.
Because once it's clocked, it's live on the screen.
Yes.
If you've got people that's not awake and not checking the times correctly,
Yes.
once it's been pulled into these systems, there can be a time difference because they can change it.
Can they still change it?
They can, on the current race calculation programs, times can be changed. So these oaks will need to build into their programs. No time changes.
Only what's clocked is it?
Only what's clocked, the data from the clock must be entered into the program and it stays.
Yeah. So there must be no manual.
No
Yeah.
manual things.
No.
The only problem that we do have is clocks like tippers.
They don't have a life system.
They don't have a life system, neither do they have the capability to be pulled into all the different race calculation programs. So they need to be typed in manually.
Yeah.
So that's
where
the problem
problem
you've got. But once it's been entered manually, and you did make a mistake, you must not delete the bird and type it over.
Yeah.
And you know, people from the clubs will have to verify those results.
Yeah.
But live systems, benzene clocks, Taurus clocks that can be pulled in directly.
And our Pigeon also can.
Our Pigeon can, yes. I think the only two that they're battling with, we're busy working on the Pigeon, it's the tipper's clock.
So I need a tipper.
Yeah.
So in our club, they get
more.
Yeah.
It's the same with Unicorn, that's a club captain system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
our club will be, I think, with one art Pigeon next year, and the rest will be.
yeah. But that's the safest way to go.
Yeah.
Once it's entered, it's entered.
Yeah.
It can't be changed.
Can't be changed. Yeah.
There's fanciers that get punished because playing on the race calculation system and sending a result through that, I mean, that shouldn't have happened.
No.
But if the program was set not to make
changes, then it wouldn't be.
it would have never happened.
Yeah.
So it's something that was coming from for a few years now. But now after all that has happened, and I must say Gauteng's the leader, any new things that you can think of is from Gauteng, we've now decided this must be changed.
Yeah. So is it going to be changed?
It's going to be changed. If it's not changed, you won't be able to use it next year.
Yeah, that's much better that way.
It needs to be approved at the SANPO meeting in March. So the oaks haven't got a lot of time to do the necessary changes. And it needs to be tested.
But I think the guys are all for that because at the end of the day, cheating hurts the sport. Eh?
Why do you want to cheat? Only two reasons: money involved
and ego.
Ego. Put that behind you and race pigeons.
That's it. Money and ego. Because it's an industry, eh? You can make good money.
No, it's a big industry. It's a big industry.
Big industry. And
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's not an industry without fanciers.
100%.
And as they who buys your birds,
yeah,
poor guy that's battling and trying to get to your standards, you know what I mean? So that's what the guys forget about. He runs away, one less guy. Yeah. Yeah, I think on the next chat that we have, because we're gonna have another chat, is some ideas of how to build it up again.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah. Some practical ideas.
But it's getting there. I mean, it's getting there.
It's getting there, but
you don't really get, like I said, mentors
out and we talk more about it and get it out. I mean, the channel will be going out to a lot of guys, and at least it's that communication that you're talking about.
Yeah.
We're getting out and we're getting the things said to people and what plans and all that kind of stuff.
Communication is the biggest evil thing in the world.
Yeah.
Go look at marriages that fail, go look at misunderstandings in the workplace, go look at the pigeon sport, go look if communication is not up to date, everything falls apart.
True. So we'll work on that.
That's the biggest thing, that's the 2024 issue we've got, this communication.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thank you very much.
We'll do it again.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.